Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great. And yes, welcome to all yet another episode of Copilot Chronicles. My name is Partharu, and before we start our today's event, let's go through our code of conduct. We all are here to learn together, participate together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding their differences, be kind and considerate in a way we all engage. Yes, we do encourage you all to participate. Please drop all your questions in the comment section. And now I would like to bring our event host Kamalashri, who is developer advocate at M365. Hi Kamal, how are you doing?
Hey, Pa, thank you so much. I'm doing great. Hope everybody's safe in Bangalore amidst all those weather conditions. Hope you're safe.
We all great. We all love Bangalore. It's just that we have two wheelers. We need a jet ski now.
That was a good one. Hope we kind of embrace ourselves for future more calamities like this. But yeah,
Sure.
but hope everybody stays safe and yeah.
Yeah. Today's Chronicles sounds really exciting, and I see we have our MVP joining from Toronto. Let's bring
Indeed,
him in.
indeed. Yeah, sure, definitely. So welcome, Rajneesh
Rajnish.
again.
Hello,
I think,
guys.
yeah,
Hi
hi.
Rajnish.
How are you guys? Good
We
to see
all
All
you
great.
back. Hey, Kamal,
yeah,
how are
so
you? Hey, Parth, how are you?
All
all
well,
good,
all
all
well.
good, Rajneesh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
So yes, you all can get started. The floor is all yours.
yeah. So just a quick update, Rajneesh. Thank you so much for joining in. I think it was a on-demand request, and people were really interested in your first session, and that's the reason I thought let's invite you again for the Copilot Chronicle series. And this time we are again. So for someone who's very new to the series, just a quick update. Rajneesh is a seasoned Microsoft MVP as well. He has more than 25 years of experience. He's also the director of technology at Virtusa, and he's been a passionate for AI and machine learning, and kind of leading a large scale AI projects these days. And he's got a kind of shows today how to showcase the transformative capabilities for Microsoft Fabric Copilot and how organizations can kind of empower or leverage AI with a smarter idea, better workflow, actionable insight, and at the end of the day, it's more on the innovative solutions, right? So, welcome again, Rajneesh. Looking forward for your session, and the floor is all yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kamal, for the warm welcome. Thanks, Parth. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are from, depending upon where you are joining this session. Welcome to this transformative session where we will unlock the true potentials of AI using Microsoft Fabric Copilot. Today, we are actually going to embark the journey where we will reshape how you think about the data, right? Data, AI, and business productivity all together in one bucket. Imagine a world where every business challenge is actually met with an intelligent solution, where power of AI is not just an add-on, but is a built into your products, your data platform. This is where the future is going towards, and that is where the Microsoft Fabric comes handy. Where it's with the launch of Microsoft Fabric, we are in an era where we insights are at your fingerprints, and Copilot becomes your guide, which helps you to accelerate your innovation, streamlining your operations, and supercharge productivity like never before. With AI deeply integrated with this fantastic solution, and there are different fabric experiences, ranging from data engineering to real-time analytics. You are not just going to explore this tool today, but you are going to witness a revolution how we interact with the data. And let's dive deeper into it. So before I start that, let me introduce myself. I'm Rajneesh Kaushik. I'm a Microsoft MVP, Databricks MVP, and Databricks champion. I have 22 years of industry experience in designing complex software architecture for Fortune 500 companies. I'm a TOGAF certified enterprise architect and also featured in many Microsoft technology events. Here is my website, YouTube channel, and MVP profile, and LinkedIn profile. Throughout my career, I have been very passionate about leveraging the technology to drive the real impacts to the business, whether it is through helping organizations to unlock the power of data or building the robust solutions that can scale. So today we will dive deeper into one of the most exciting innovation in recent time called Microsoft Fabric Copilot. Together we will definitely explore this great tool to how it can help you to this capability of AI powered assistant, which can transform the way you usually work with data. Your relationship with the data will change after unlocking this tool and its insights. So let's drive faster insights, better decision making capabilities from your data, and let's get ready to harness the power of AI and unleash the full potentials of the fabric. So let's get started. I'm very excited to be part of this session, and I hope you are also. So let's touch upon the agenda items. So we are going to cover, introduction to the fabric, why fabric is important, and how fabric, uh, take care of these pain points of data professional. What are those pain points which today's data world the professionals are actually experiencing? How do we empower the data teams with the Gen AI, right? And how Fabric helps you to do this empowerment. How different AI powered experience, which is inbuilt into the Microsoft Fabric, can help you to achieve the goal. And then we will jump to a quick demo and walkthrough, and then the floor will be open for the Q&A. So let's get started. So as you know that 87% of the organizations believe that AI is going to give them a competitive cutting edge, right? Because since the time of AI tools came into picture last couple of years, right? Very recently, OpenAI, ChatGPT, even Gemini, lots of new tools are in the market. And then these tools have really changed the landscape, the thought process of the CIOs, C-level executives, and they think that if they want to be successful in the competitive world, they definitely the AI is the key for their success, right? And there are lots of research done in that aspect, and this is what the most of the C-level executives thinks. Now, this excitement also comes with that data leaders are scrambling to bring AI to their organizations because they want to be successful. But as you prepare for a future which is built with AI or on the AI, you also need to be very clean data to fuel this whole journey. How do we foster the game changing AI innovation? That can only happen if you have a well orchestrated data state, right? You That data state can only support everything from the small AI projects or to a scalable AI solution which is spanning across your organization. So this is how CIOs are actually trying to bring this effort to bring AI in every sphere of their products, every sphere, whether it is a small or big product they are developing. So then now let's understand how Fabric is very important tool in today's data landscape, and how this Fabric is very much central, pivotal tool to the Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform, right? Because as you know that with the launch of Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform, the whole landscape is changing a lot, because the whole landscape is changing. Everybody, like, now gone are those days when data platforms are just a insight making tool. It's more than that. They are becoming more and more intelligent, and that is the whole concept which was launched by Microsoft a couple of years ago, that the data platform should be self sufficient, intelligent. So with that approach, Microsoft Fabric is a fantastic platform in terms of it starts redesigning your how you work with the data by bringing all your data and analysis tools into a single unified experience, right? Fabric actually helps you to move away from all the individualized services to a unified stack of tools, like for example, from using multiple databases to a unified data lake, right? From generative AI bolted into each of the tools. Instead of that, generative AI simply built into the tool. Okay, so it's not bolted; it's a part of the tool, right? And that is where the whole game changes, because you are not working on the disconnected data sources, right? All your data is in one place, in the one lake centric approach. You have no, you are not working with the isolated applications. Every All the applications actually works in the entire state is there, or your data state is together with all the data inside it. And that is where the whole transformation happens in the large enterprises, right? Because the unification is a key to success, right? So that is where the fabric comes, and it helps you to achieve that goal in a very seamless fashion. So let's understand what is it all about. Why fabric is in big is a big buzzword now in the data landscape. Let's understand the whole capabilities, and then I think after this couple of slides you will appreciate how what kind of value it brings to the table, right? So fabric actually it combines best of the world from Microsoft Power BI, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory. And these are the tools you are already aware, you might be using these tools last couple of years, right? Power BI used for creating a stunning visualization, and then reports and getting insight from your data set. Azure Synapse Analytics, which is data warehousing capabilities, machine learning capabilities inbuilt into it. And if you want to implement any ETL platform, ETL on the cloud, then Azure Data Factory is a de facto tool, and everybody loves these tools, right? And now Fabric, what it does is it actually combines these all experiences in a single unified software as a service platform, right? So there are actually 7 core workloads of Fabric, and each workload is purpose built for a specific personas and a specific set of tasks, right? So let's explore all these experiences, how these experiences empower the data and business professionals to unlock the full potential of their data, and at the same time lay the strong sturdy foundation, especially for the era of new AI. So Fabric actually helps you to empower all the team, all different personas and teams, in the analytical process, and that too with a very specific role-based uh, processes or experiences, right? Look, for example, if you are talking about data engineers, if you are talking about data warehouse professionals, if you are talking about data scientists, or if you are talking about data analyst, and even a business user who wants to just connect to the data and find out the fundamental things or take an insights out of it, then they all feel right at home with this experience, right? Because there is no point in switching from one experience to another experience. For example, switching from ADF to Synapse, from Synapse to Power BI, because these are the three different tools, right? But then when you integrate everything in one, then it is just very easy to it's like a standalone single platform. And Fabric, it is something like when you integrate everything together, it becomes an experience, like a Microsoft Office experience, where you have different tools, PowerPoint, Excel, right? Word. All these tools are something like the same way you can understand the Fabric experience. This is as it like is if it is a office for my data, right? So like Office 365 has words, document authoring, PowerPoint for presentation, Excel for spreadsheet, right? In Fabric, you can say that we have a 7 workload similar to what Microsoft Office has, right? And let's understand all these tools quickly. Most of you might be already aware about it, but I just want to quickly glance through these tools. Data Factory today, it provides more than 150 connectors to the cloud and on-premises data, right? It provides you a ETL experience with a drag and drop experience for data transformations. You can, it provides you end-to-end capability to orchestrate your data pipelines. Data engineering perspective, it enables you to author experiences for Spark, instant start the Spark pools, live Spark pools, ability to collaborate between different data engineering teams and work together see in a seamless way. Data science experience is again very amazing experience. It provides end-to-end workflow for data scientists so that they can build sophisticated AI models. They can collaborate with each other. They can train and deploy the models. They can manage machine learning models together. Data warehousing experience, it helps you to converge the whole lakehouse platform and data warehouse experience with the industry leading SQL performance on the open data format like Delta Lake, right? Open data formats. So all this data warehousing experience is very much needed in most of the data landscape, right? Power BI at the end of the day is helps you to provide the industry leading visualization tech on the added AI driven analytics, which actually really helps businesses to, or business analysts and business users to gain insights from the data, right? And it's a self-service BI. If you know Excel, you might have worked about know Excel very well. Then it's very easy to do visualization in Power BI. And good part about all these tools is it is deeply integrated with Microsoft Office 365. It provides a relevant insight where business users already work in Microsoft 365, right? So there are two more workload used to when the Fabric was launched, real-time analytics and data activator, and these two workloads were merged into, upgraded into the new workload, which is called real-time intelligence. So instead of making two different workloads, Microsoft has merged it into one. Now with the real-time intelligence, what you can do, there are lots of capability and potential in it. You can ingest the streaming data with high granularity. You can dynamically transform the streaming data as and when the streaming is happening. You can query that data in real time for instant insights and then trigger some actions. For example, if you want to alert a production manager when equipment is overheating in the factory, or you are rerunning a job when data pipelines failed. So these kind of capabilities are built into real-time intelligence. And now with the Fabric's new workload hub, you can discover, add, and manage partner-created workload, right? So there are multiple workload which is already available by the partner ecosystem from Microsoft, right? For example, if you talk about London Stock Exchange, talk about Epic, you talk about Informatica, you talk about ESRI. So there are lots of workloads already built, very specifically built by the partners. And if you want to utilize that in Fabric, it is deeply integrated with the partner and industry workload component here, right? So this is the whole power, how Fabric is transforming the data landscape. So now let's go deeper into how the Fabric addresses the top pain points of the, you know, data professionals. So there are we are going to discuss about five data personas, right? Data engineers, data scientists, data analysts, data citizens, and data stewards. Let's understand what are these personas, what are the pain points they are experiencing without Fabric, and then how the Fabric solves these problems. So first and foremost, data engineers are actually, they are trying to implement the ETLs, okay, and that ETL can require a considerable amount of coding, and especially when loading only modified rows, right? There are lots of complexity involved in, when you want to load the data and, implement a very complex ETL pipelines. Cost is increasing because, there is an exorbitant cost, if you purchase these tools, licenses, because if you have different tool like Informatica, then ADF, then, you have another set of tools, and these tools, they have a different pricing. They are very expensive to implement, right? Because of licensing cost itself is very, very high. And then the another problem today's data engineers are facing is the data latency, right? Because implementing ETL is not easy because, you there is a time delay for running these analytical jobs and then again refreshing these jobs to generate a fresh insights. So that is the challenge. Then another persona we're talking about is data scientist. Data scientists, they have the issues that they are doing the isolated development. There is a difficult collaboration happening between data and ML team, which is definitely leading to the low quality data pipelines and unproven ML ROI, right? So they don't know how the whole ML pipeline will grow, how it is going to help the help to achieve the goals from the machine learning perspective, and what is the return of investment of these ROIs, because all these machine learning projects are research based products, right? I mean, they, you need to do some research, you need to implement it, and then at the end of the day you need to get some ROI out of it. So those are the problems, right? It's not easy. And then there is another problem that streamlining the decision making process is very very difficult, because at the by the time the decision making process is built on after the ML model is implemented, it's too late and we don't know which direction it is going. Then there are complex operationalization where ML models, their POCs, there and all these, there are lots of operational cost, lots of skill, reliability, scaling these applications. You need to make sure that you are reducing the trust disconnected from the data sources. So these are the complex operationalization challenges which data scientists are facing. Then comes data analyst. Data analyst, the biggest issue is data analysts always need a quality data at the right time and right place, but they are not getting the lack of access to the right data, and then again the data is not quality, in a good quality. So how the problem is again multifold. There is a limited capacity and speed, because whenever data analysts want to generate some reports from millions of records, it's difficult. They are struggling to keep up with the number of reports they need, and then they create a maintainable, create and maintain these reports, which is a humongous data coming from the data sources, and this is actually slowing down their dependencies on the data teams, because there is lots of dependencies. There is no self service, because they need to connect with the different data teams to optimize these reports, scale this platform to the next level. And then finally, once they have the report, now they want to embed this report into their tools, or they want to send it to the business users. And now, when it comes to sending to business users, embedding is a very important capability, and embedding helps you to integrate this to share the reports where the stakeholders really work, because stakeholders may not need these reports in the tools which we are using. They might be needing these reports in their own tools. So how do we embed these reports into their tools? Then comes data citizens. Data citizens are at the last level, right? Because these guys are the, people who are actually using this data. They are digging into the insights. They are requiring access. They need to access these reports from multiple applications so that they can club this and make a sensible output out of it. They are wasting so much of time identifying critical action oriented insights from the BI reports, and that is the challenge there which is coming up. And now, if you see data steward, for data steward, it is a very difficult, for a data steward to implement a strong governance, right? Because the data is sprawling across the different areas. It is excessive application of the data is happening, and then security is a big issue, because nobody knows who is accessing what it is accessing. Is it it's a PII data, and if somebody is accessing the PII data which he or she does not need to access it, then there is going to be a big issue for the data stewards. Data leakages are now very common, and it actually tarnish the reputation of organizations, and actually, lots of fine, revenue lost happening because of that. So for data steward, it's a very big issue. And if you see, data steward is actually spanning across all these personas, right? So these are the challenges which data, these personas are facing. So let's see how these fabric can help us, right? So fabric can help us. It actually helps you to, one second. It helps you to execute the faster, with the ability to spin the clusters, especially if you talk about the Spark based clusters. it's very easy to spin it in seconds. If you see the Fabric experience is very very fast. In just fraction of second the cluster is up and running, right? And again, not just that, it is a familiar DevOps experience which we already familiar with Azure DevOps, right? So it also helps you to streamline the whole work, because it is a single platform where you build and operate in a real time, where you're building the pipeline, data lake houses, warehouses. And you might be already aware what is lake house. Lake house is a new term coined after the like Fabric came into the picture. In fact, before that, it was coined by Databricks. So how do we generate the whole warehousing experience from the data lake itself, instead of moving that data into the warehouse again and reduplicating that data? And that is where the Fabric comes handy, because it actually ingest the data into the lake and generate the insight out of it. And that is how the it streamlines your work. It helps you to create the data marts, cubes, using your preferred IDs. Like you can use Visual Studio Code. It reduces the cost for the data replication, because you are not moving the data from lake to the warehouse and from warehouse to somewhere else. It is a centralized experience where all your data in one place, which is called lake, and that is where the value comes. It also helps you to produce this base data sets. That base data set can serve all the business analysts, data scientists, without needing to build a separate pipeline, one for each. So that is one. And how this whole experience is supported in this, it is a data factory helps you to build that ETL. Data warehouse helps you to build that warehouse experience. Data engineering persona and real-time intelligence, everything is inbuilt into it. Then comes data scientist. Data scientists help you to quickly tune a custom model by integrating the different models which is built in, as well as your own model, and own model which is trained on the data sets, and that you can use Azure ML and the Spark notebooks together, right? So those experiences are already inbuilt, and if you see Azure ML and data science persona helps you to achieve that. You can work faster because you are now very easy to collaborate between your team members, right? And you can use those well-known frameworks, languages, right, which is already there. Same way, if you talk about, you can bypass the engineering dependencies, because it helps you to provide you no code ML ops to deploy and operate models in the production environment with very easily, right? It also helps you to scale models very easily, because it helps you to differentiate between the different services, integrations, like cognitive services there, Onex integration is there, AOI integration is there. And these experiences are actually supported by data science and Azure ML, which is inbuilt into this. Analysts can also avoid slow progress, stagnating data wrangling, because it has this capability which it can unlock the data engineering tool and capabilities. The data wrangler is a part of the tool. Don't need to know any SQL syntax, just drag and drop, and it helps you to achieve that. It accelerates your work with SQL based tools, self-serve tools, right? Which is a part of the Power BI tools, right? Which you can easily generate a report. You don't need to take help from the report developer, right? And that is how it is tuning this data to make a huge impact for integration of the different tools. And that too, the major integration is within the Office 365. So if you have the data in Fabric, you can share it in any Office application, and vice versa. Then data science citizens, they are making more data driven decisions with actionable insights and intelligence for your applications, you know and then that to all self service, right? Maintain all the access to your data without being overwhelmed by uh, you know multiple data sets and then your roles, because all your data is granularly secure. Data access management policies are inbuilt, and it is very much integrated with Azure AD, and that helps you to achieve that goal. You can act on data, you can scale up the environment, you can scale down the environment, you can, based on the no code experiences already inbuilt, that provides you self service capability, where you can you know immediately trigger all the launch all these tools and make value out of it in no time. So these are the experiences like Power BI and Office 365 is already inbuilt into it, and that supports you end to end collaboration. Then comes data stewards. Data stewards, they maintain visibility and control the cost, because now you have a purview inbuilt into it, which helps you to do this, granularly add the security aspects. You can also gain full visibility of your governance, entire analytic state, data sources, lineage, connections, data lake, users, insights, everything is on your fingertip, right? And once you log in there, you can tweak these aspects very easily. So this is how the whole value comes. Now let's let's think about uh, how this launch is very important and why Fabric helps you to do the end-to-end unified analytics. This is one of the biggest launch after the SQL Server launch a couple of years ago, right? Like almost 20 years ago, right? So first, Fabric actually helps you to unify the data state. It's a complete analytic platform. It's a SaaS-based in a software as a service platform, secured and governed by the purview. Fabric also helps you to give you a lake-centric experience, where it can connect and curate data from different sources, right? Which helps you to eliminate all the data sprawl across different views, different custom data sets. Then it also helps you to empower the business customers. They can innovate faster. They can, help every person in the organization, because the familiar experience of Office 365 is already inbuilt into it. And finally, it helps you to manage and power AI models, because now customers can accelerate their analysis journey by developing AI models on a single foundation without the data movement. And then that helps you to reduce the time, where the data scientists can focus and deliver the value. So all this together, if you think, it's a single AI based platform that is very much purpose built to help their customers to unify their data state and build powerful AI models on the top of it, and responsibly put these insights in a secure way in the hands of everyone who needs it at right time and right place. So this is how the whole value comes. So now, very important aspect of it is that when I talk about AI, right? And remember, we talk about AI is very important for CIOs. Now, how AI is inbuilt into it? Why? Because in Copilot is already integrated into Fabric in all the experiences, right? And you can use your Chat GPT kind of capability in the Fabric Copilot, and it gives you AI driven insights. It understands your data landscape. It understands what are the data sets, what are the relationships, and you can fire your query on the top of it. It will give you the answers, in no time. So that is the beauty of it. Now there are core use cases when it comes to Gen AI, right? What are those three use cases? The first one is out of the box experience, like for example, Copilot and Fabric, which it definitely can help you to accelerate the productivity of your data with your team. So that is first experience. The second experience is the put some AI skills, right? And what is AI skill? It is actually a AI model which is right built from the Fabric, and that AI skill can help you to create a Q&A experience on your data, so that you can quickly explore the data. And then third experience is, which is a very customized experience, which is grounded on your data, very contextualized on your data. And those experiences are corners these three experiences are cornerstone for your data landscape. So let's see how these things work together. So what are the AI powered experience with Copilot, especially the Fabric? So now with Copilot, what we can do, Copilot actually accelerate your AI journey, because you are moving away from product specific tools, one tool for each product, right? Instead of that, it is giving you a niche experience or expertise to focus on turning your ideas into a reality. Copilot is designed to benefit everyone in the organization, right? And whether you are a data citizen or a simple business user or a professional coder, you know everybody is empowered with this tool. So you don't need to master complex tools, different set of tools to work. Instead of that, you can work with a creative assistant which is inbuilt into it. Instead of being siloed on specific products, right? Then instead of that, you can work in a cross cutting experience, because same experience you will find in all different tool, whether it is ADF, whether it is Power BI. So same experience. And then finally, you can also focus on manually building these artifacts. Instead of that, it can refine and automatically generate the content for you. So that is how the content generation. It can also provide the recommendations. It keeps you human in the loop instead of doing everything automatically, so that your experience is better. And it works instead of working on specific set of languages. If you don't know those languages, your whole, you are crippled. So instead of that, you can use your natural language, and that Copilot supports it. So this is how the whole value comes. Now let's understand how Copilot is incorporated into Fabric, right? So in each of these experiences which we discussed just now, you will see that we are actually in each layer, in each of these layer, Microsoft uh, Copilot is already there. With Microsoft Fabric Copilot, you can use your natural language, create the data flows and pipeline, right? You can write SQL statements when it comes to data engineering and data science. You can build your reports when it comes to Power BI. You can even develop machine learning models on the top of data engineering and data science workloads. Uh, you can also create, ETL pipelines, right, which is very easy to ingest all the large data sets. And that is what, the whole value comes, because everything what I'm talking about here is actually can be supported by Copilot, right? So gone are those days when you need to depend upon developers for everything. Everything is very easy to execute with the help of Copilot, because you should know only natural language, and that helps you to achieve that. So let's see how this whole experience is evolving, and we'll go dwell deeper into one by one, right? So first and foremost, if you see the Copilot in Fabric. So in Copilot and Fabric, this is the experience. You can create a beautiful, insightful report by just chatting with Copilot. Like if you see here in the right side, it is, you are asking Copilot to create a report, and it is giving you what are the, this is a report added, and then after that, it is asking you what are the some questions from that data, and it is giving you those answers as and when we are progressing. So this is the beauty of it. If you don't, if you are not a professional developer who don't have any knowledge about Power BI, you can use Copilot for this kind of experience. Then comes Data Factory experience. Data Factory experience is also amazing, right? Because data factory experience, you can create ETLs, okay, and it helps you to generate all the ETLs with the Copilot. So again, there is a new component came, Data Flow Gen 2. Data Flow Gen 2 is very much incorporated with the Copilot, and then you can use Copilot to tweak the data set, create the tables, add the columns, all those activities you can do. It can help you to describe the data transformation, how the data transformation is happening, explain the data set, right? And you can also use it to schedule and run the data flows at your fingertips, right? So it's very easy to productionize these data factory jobs, because now you can schedule it on a specific timing, and based on that you can work very easily. Then comes Copilot in data engineering and data science. So Copilot in data engineering and data science, this is a very mature tool, is becoming very mature day by day. So if you want to generate a PySpark code or machine learning code, right, you can definitely use Copilot, and it gives you all those code, including all the PySpark libraries, Pandas libraries, right? All those libraries, very easy to generate the code, right? Uh, Moreover, you can also generate some insights from Matplotlib and different AI libraries, ML libraries, very easily. So this experience is also very easy, and it also helps you to generate auto ml models. You can use, summarize, explain the code, understand how the whole code is working. So these are the capabilities, and in fact I have used it, really stunned with the way it generates the Python code, PySpark code on machine learning model, create machine learning model, and ML flow is, by the way, inbuilt into Fabric, and you can utilize ML flow for generating your experiments, orchestrating your experiments, and running those experiments. So these are the aspects. And then now comes the Fabric Copilot in data warehouse. So data warehouse, it instantly explain all the queries with detailed comments. You can add those comments, right? You can write new SQL queries, um, and code actually suggested. And if you see this demo, how it is done, you can fix the queries with a single click, and it gives you those comments. How do we do this? So these are the experiences where, and you might have seen the same, all the experiences are very unified, same kind of experience. Copilot gives you the same right pen. You have a natural language processing happening, and then as and when it is happening, it's going through that. And then comes the real time intelligence. So Fabric Copilot gives you real time intelligence, and actually this is actually in preview. Some of the features of Copilot is in preview in Fabric landscape. Some of them are already launched. So how Copilot real time experience, real time intelligence helps you? It starts with KQL query set connected to the KQL databases, and you can create an event house, which can be used to use your ADX databases. You can type your questions in a conversational way, and then Copilot will automatically translate that conversational questions into the KQL syntaxes and execute it. And this is very, very powerful, because user need not to know the KQL language. And by the way, for those of you who don't know KQL is a custom query language, which is a query language very widely used in the real time intelligence. And that is where the KQL is generated by Copilot easily, right? So it understands how the whole data set is there, and then what kind of questions you are asking, generating and converting it into the KQL. Okay, so now let's get into a demo. I will show you a quick demo for Copilot, and there we are going to learn, how do we do this. So I'm going to take small demo for this. Okay, so here is my Fabric, um, and as you see that I am actually using Fabric 64 capacity, F64 capacity for Fabric, and this is a Power BI experience. Okay, so now if what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, and by the way, before we start, there are these features, especially Copilot features, are still in preview. Some of them are in preview, and Microsoft has already put a disclaimer that some of the feature, because in being preview and they're improved, Sometimes you will feel that the feature does not work as it is, and Microsoft is working on to make it more smoother experience. Um, so let's get started with the this ingesting some data. Okay, so this is my um, Power BI workspace. So when I'm on this scope in this workspace, Copilot demo workspace, and here what I can do is I can come here and create a new item, and I can go for a data flow Gen 2. So now you see this, there is a Copilot already inbuilt into it, right? So now when I click Copilot, and by the way, we will also understand how do we enable Copilot on Fabric, because Copilot only works when you have a F64 capacity. And if you see my capacity for Fabric is F64. If you are using less than F64, then the Copilot will not enable in this experience. So now I have Copilot already enabled here. So what I'm going to do now, it is asking, what would you like to do? I can transform your data or explain how it is being transformed. So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the data, and getting the data, there are these sources. So for me, I'm going to use this source, OData source. So let's see if OData is there. OData is there. And in OData, I'm going to connect to the OData data source for Northwind data source, right? And then I'm going to click next. So now it is connecting to the data source, and now it is able to explore all the tables here. So let's take couple of tables, like for example, I'm going to take sales order or order detail. So orders, I'm going to take customer table, I'm going to take employees, I'm going to take an order detail table, I'm going to take. And by the way, if you have select related table, it will select all the related tables for you. And then I'm going to create it. Okay, so now my data is already here. Now, what is the next step? The next step would be to tweak these queries, right? So for this data set, what I'm going to do, I'm going to filter the customers who belongs to Mexico. So for that, I'm going to fire this query, filter to keep Mexico customers. Let's see how it filters. Yes. So I'm not writing any command here. If you see, it automatically generates the command, fires that query, and gives you the result. Isn't it amazing? You don't need to know all these command syntaxes. You're just typing the fundamental natural language or plain English, and it is doing all that hard work for you. Okay, so now let's do one more thing. Like, okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new query. Okay, so I'm going to create a new query, and that query is, can you please create a new query? And then I'm putting a prompt that sample data that will list all Microsoft OS versions and the year they were released. So this is what I'm looking for is get all the Microsoft OS versions, okay, and put that OS versions into a table, and then create a sample data out of it. So usually sample data or synthetic data generation is one of the key points, right? We usually work on that. So let's see how it works. Okay, yes. So it created the data set, right? And that operating system names are coming, release years are coming, and it automatically does it. without I mean, you don't have to worry about which operating system has launched or which date, because the AI intelligence is actually fetching the data from the internet, finding it out, and then giving you this, creating this table or query for you. And it automatically understand that these are the release year column and this is the operating system column which it need to create. So it's very intelligent. Now let's go ahead and do another set of queries. What we are going to do here is we are going to actually create a data table, and in that data table we are going to create a data with which is a date data, and that date data will start from 1922 to ending in 1923, sorry, 2023. And let's see how it goes. So does it create this table? Wow. So it created a date table for me, and starting from that 1922 till 2023. Now, what I want to do is I want to add these columns, the new set of columns, because now I have a table with only one column. Can I add couple of new columns in that to make it more sensible? So let's see what I have written. Now I am asking it, now add this column to the date table. What are those columns? Add these columns to date, week. So what is this? Date, week, month, quarter, year, week year, month year, quarter year, and day number of the year, and flag. And this flag, so there is a flag column at the last which will enable the flag for days that fall on the weekend. So if there is something coming on weekend, then you just flag it. The date column will be a data type date, all others column will be text. So this is what I'm expecting to add the column. So it's going to add those columns. It did. So it added all those columns on the, and then finally if you see, the last column is a flag column. Okay, so this flag column helps you to add that based on that condition. So you saw that how easy it is to generate this kind of insight with the help of Copilot, right? So I think you can take it to the next level, add couple of details, generate the synthetic data, query the existing records, understand the relationship between that, describe a query, explain the query, and then there are lots of things you can search here. Getting the new data, add a step, describe the query. All those aspects are already inbuilt into it. Okay, so now I think I am done with the demo. If you have any question, please feel free to ask those questions in the chat so that we can discuss those questions.
Rajneesh, we don't have any specific questions, so you can continue with the demo.
Okay. So I am actually done with the demo.
Okay. So do you have any other slides to be displayed?
No, I think I'm done with the demo along with the slides.
Okay, great. All right. So yeah, Rajneesh, thank you so much. So before I proceed with the questions not related to the demo in general, um, in fact, I had this question when you came up with this topic of uh, unleashing Microsoft Fabric with Copilot. So the moment I saw that, I was like, okay, I have heard this topic as a very hot topic where people keep talking about it. So if you could just throw some light on it and make people understand about what is your opinion or what is your experience using it. So the use of Microsoft Purview to govern Microsoft Fabric, how does it actually work with Fabric? Because I have a lot of people talking about it. There's a kind of a buzz around it. So just wanted to know what is your thought on this Microsoft Purview.
Yes, agree. I think this is a very relevant question, especially when it comes to governing your data sets, right? And now think about when before Fabric came into picture, it was a different experience altogether, right? Purview was a different tool. You need to integrate Purview with ADF, Synapse, Data Factory, and even Purview can work with your Microsoft Office and in fact some of the on-premises data. Now with the integration of Purview within the Fabric, actually Purview can do better job in terms of governing those data sets, governing those data assets within the Fabric. For example, suppose I want to generate a lineage from ETL, ADF data factory or data flow, right? To understand how the data is flowing from source to destination. What are the transformations happening in that, right? Purview helps you to do that. Then you can also granularly mask the data. You can granularly put the permissions on the data sets or column level, or and then make sure that permissions are end to end implemented. For example, if suppose I have a credit card information, right? And now credit card information, there are only four like last four digits of the credit card should only be visible to somebody, right? The other remaining digits should be only visible to some other set of rules. So how do I achieve that? So those kind of masking capabilities, those kind of permission levels, those aspects can be taken care very easily with Purview. You can crawl all the resources in Fabric, right? Because it automatically crawl the resources, understand the data, put a governance on the top of it. Governance is inbuilt into it. Governance, why governance should be outside the data, should be inbuilt into it. That is what it does actually, and that is where the value comes, because you don't have to go somewhere else. Just within the same tool, everything is inbuilt. Does that answer your question, Kamal?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. No, I just wanted to know your view and your perception on this purview, because I think it plays a very important role, like anything related to risk, compliance,
Correct.
protecting, managing your data. I think it's kind of blurring out the traditional IT management roles. That's what I
Absolutely.
would say.
Absolutely. Let me tell you one more example from my understanding.
Hmm.
We have used lots of tools like Immuta is very critical tool, Colibra. These tools are very, very expensive. Even big
Hmm.
companies think twice that whether they want to implement these tools or not. Now, with the help of Fabric, which where the purview is already inbuilt into it, they are able to save so much cost. Number one. Number two, they don't have to go into different phases to implement it. It's already part of the whole platform, right? And very easy to do. You don't need any extra set of expertise, very big expertise, because as and when data is ingested, it is crawled, it is tagged, it is in fact I have put so many videos on Purview. How do we integrate Purview with your data sets, how do we do this crawling, and tag that, and do metadata generation from it. All those capabilities are there. So this is really a game changer. I would say that this is really a game changer. You don't need extra cost for these tools. It could be very expensive. I have seen customers, they are they think twice that okay, whether we should go with this kind of expensive tools, or there is a tool which can integrate everything together. And Fabric integrates very well with, by the way, Microsoft Office 365, right, where all your data is already there. Yep.
Yeah, totally agree, Rajneesh. Thank you so much on a view. Maybe next time you can come up with another topic on the purview to give a more detailed description and a demo or a more insights on it. That would be highly appreciated because we
Sure.
have people really talking about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we are also doing lots of Purview implementation in Virtusa, where
Mm-hmm.
we are actually integrating this Purview. Purview is a very critical tool, by the way, in data landscape. It's a very important tool for governance, right? And it works very well with different governance tool like Databricks, Unity Catalog, right? So it's a wonderful tool. Yeah,
Anyways, definitely we will take that call if really people want to talk about or would like to have another session on the purview. We'll definitely come up with another one. So just leave a comment and we will see if we can come up with another session. And
sure.
yeah, that's it, Rajneesh. I think that was a great session. Thank you again for emphasizing on the importance of Microsoft Fabric Copilot. Always love to hear the different versions of Copilot playing in Fabric or Power BI or M365 or any other suite or application, just to see how Copilot is kind of ruling the era. And yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, audience, thank you so much for being on the show. If you have any questions, we leave you the social handle of Rajneesh. If you have questions, you can ping him directly on LinkedIn. He would be glad to help you with it. And yes, Parth.
Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you all once again. And I'm sending you the social link of Rajnish. You all can reach out to him if you have any questions.
Thank you guys for
And
having
yes,
me.
thank you Kamal. Thank you Rajnish for doing this.
Thanks, Parth.
And yes, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.